Brendan, what was the feeling going into the third period, the game tied 1-1 in such a big game?
Well, actually, I thought we had a really good second period there, and pucks didn't go in the net. So we just we talked about it in the dressing room, just keep the same thing, keep getting pucks behind them, keep working. I think our emphasis after the first was get to the front of the net, get to the dirty areas, and then you'll create more opportunity that way. And I thought we did a good job of that. So it was just kind of stay positive, and I thought we came out in the third and did the same mentality. Just the pucks didn't go in. There's a lot of posts. Sometimes you get down and you get frustrated and you break away from your system, but I like that we stayed with it and ended up capitalizing and coming out with the win.
Next question comes from Michelle Gingras. Michelle, go ahead.
Yeah, just the relentless effort you kind of just alluded to in the third, sticking with it, and then for Lafreniere to eventually get the goal. Did you notice a momentum shift after that, or did you feel like it was kind of building for that moment?
Yeah, it was building. I think I don't think we were too happy with our first. I thought they came on really well. They played a good first, and we knew what we had to do. We talked about it in the dressing room, and I think from the second, it just continued to get better. So it was kind of a trickle-down effect, just of what we had to do and get better at, and kind of come through the system, and it took care of us. And that's kind of the whole thing that we've been preaching. If you follow the system, it will take care of us, and that's what happened. So I think ultimately the third period became our best because we just kind of wore them down, and you try to half-ice them as much as possible, and I liked what we did, and you end up getting power plays out of it, and we found a way to score and win.
Next question comes from Rick Carpinello. Carpy, go ahead. Carpy, sorry, we're having trouble hearing you. We're going to go to Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Brandon, I want to follow up on the first part of your last answer there, which was that in the first period you're in a game that you need to win. Your coach has been preaching all week how it's tough to beat these guys and they're not going to lay down for you, and you guys are outshot 16-6 in the first period. So, what was the turning point that allowed you guys to turn it around in the second? I mean, was there like some yelling and screaming going on in the locker room, or what?
No, not yelling or screaming. I mean, that might be minor hockey league. We don't do that. So we just we're professionals in there. We know what we got to do. We talk about it in the dressing room. We go over things that we need to work on, and we kind of sack up to a man. And I thought we did a good job of that. And there's areas that I thought they played really well, and they kept us to the outside. And the way to win when teams like Buffalo are playing well is you got to get to those hard areas, and that's what I alluded to earlier. I think once we started doing that, we broke down their defense. I thought they were playing a good game, and I think shots are not really always indicative of the game, but they were coming out in the first, and we just had to respond. And I thought we did a good job of that in the second, and especially in the third.
Next question comes from Bruce Beck. Bruce, go ahead.
Brendan, do you like the fight of this team as you continue to head down the stretch here, and you know what you have to accomplish as a team to get in?
For sure. We've been talking about it in the room. I mean, we know what the scoreboard's saying, but it ultimately lies with us, and we kind of hold our own fate. Yeah, if you look too far in the future, it looks like an impossible task, but if you take them day by day, game by game, it's more manageable, and that's what we've been talking about. So we, just as a group, keep playing hard, and I love what the leaders say in the room. I love the young guys, how they respond and keep playing hard. And I mean, it's a fun group to play with. And I love playing for these guys. I love playing in front of our goalies. I really enjoy it because the level of effort people put forth. And I think the dynamic of our team, we have very young guys and a couple older guys, and we're all buying in. And that's what you need to do, especially in the stretch when you really want to play playoff hockey. You got to win these games, and as we keep getting closer, we got to keep kind of getting better, I should say. Like, we're going to have some tough games here with the Islanders and Washington and the Bruins coming up, and we're going to have to try to find a way to win, but we got to take them one game at a time, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Next question comes from Dan Rosen. Dan, go ahead.
Brendan, along those lines, there was a point in mid-March where Artemi wasn't playing, you guys were losing, Igor was hurt. At that point, could you have envisioned you'd be where you are now, still fighting for a playoff berth with 6 games left to go?
For sure. I think you're always you're in this business because you're optimistic about winning. I mean, you don't go to the rink thinking you're going to lose ever. So I think we always envision winning. We're in the business of winning, so you try to make sure that you get yourself prepared physically and mentally every night. And once you do that, you give yourself the best chance to win. And I think we've done that. I think personally, those were tough times. Obviously, when you lose big guys, it's hard right now when you lose a big veteran guy like Trubs. But like I said before in previous interviews, is when one of those players goes down, there's a door open and somebody has to fill it, and everybody has to fill it. And I think we've done a good job of that. Yeah, you could say that it was a little bleak at those times, but I think people are kind of falling into place. And if we can keep this going, it'd be something to be really excited about. And we would like to do it as a team and for the fans and for everybody. So we're just going to try to take it like I said, one game at a time, and do the best we can and try to produce.